this point, Ashley's parents were starting to get really worried, and so, after hanging up with Jeremy, they began calling other friends of Ashley's to see if maybe they had spoken to her and knew what was going on. But all of her friends that they spoke to all had the same story. We haven't talked to her since the end of school, and she's not returning our calls or texts. And so, Ashley's mother, she just sensed that something was terribly wrong. And so, without any hesitation, she just called the police. Now, the police in this town were used to getting calls every now and again from parents whose teenage child had run off, and they were concerned about them. But virtually every time the police, they would find the teenager had just kind of been blowing off their friends and family, and they would pop up maybe a couple hours later, totally unharmed. But the Milstead police would later remark when they heard Ashley's mother's voice over the phone, the fear in her voice was so pronounced, it immediately pushed the police department to take this case very seriously. And so that night, right after this phone call, the Milstead Police Department went out in force to try to locate Jeremy's SUV, the car that Ashley had been driving around that day. And the first place they went